Hey everybody, I'm back. Are you sick of me yet? I'm using StreamYard tonight because YouTube won't tell me how to get the letters to go the right way, so I thought I'd just use StreamYard. And plus you kind of get a heads up that I'm on. So welcome to PNN Monday, June 16th. Did a show with Kathy Beal earlier looking at what's going on in the stars and the planets and the conjunctions and the alignments and all that. I'm not an astrologer. Everything I know about astrology I've gleaned from 30 plus years of experience working with people and talking to astrologers. So it's really a very valuable service. Shout out to Kathy. We've become pretty good friends, and it's really important to have friends who work in this kind of a realm when you do this kind of work, especially with all the news going on and with our sole commitment to come and show up in the public domain to let you know what we think of all this. I can feel the collective rage at Dumpy, and it's understandable. He's the reason I have Trump works for Vladimir Putin over here is because it's already glaringly obvious, and I just want to make it more obvious. Literally whining to Mark Carney about, how come Pootie, he's very upset because you won't let him come and play at the G7, you kicked him out, and I'd be upset too. That is my protest sign. Karen's asking. That is my protest sign. On the other side, I have several. On the other side, it says power to the people. It's come in handy for several protests. And for here, I make signs for here, but I stopped putting them up because of YouTube making everything backwards and refusing to tell me why it's that way. So, yeah, Agent Orange does look very weak. I agree with you. So just about an hour or so ago, after the show, I took a little jaunt down the road here to where the Battle of Bunker Hill will be reenacted this Saturday. This Saturday is the summer solstice. Well, I'm thinking of it. My members can easily become a member by clicking on the join button and deciding what I'm worth to monthly. I hope it's worth something. You actually are welcome to join our psychic party on the 21st. So the first day of summer is coming up. And the Battle of Bunker Hill here in Gloucester, there were a lot of people that lived in this area that fought at the Battle of Bunker Hill in Boston. And they were doing the reenactment here. They're expecting about 10,000 people to be in town, extra people, for that. I'm going to do my best to film some of it. It's going to be an all-day thing, but I will definitely, that's where I live stream my videos. I mean, not live stream, I make the videos that I upload for the PNN pop-ups, which I record and upload. And I'm doing it daily. Warren, you asking me right after, did you hear what I said? There must be a delay. I just got through saying the PNN, the psychic party for members only will be on this Saturday because it's solstice rather than the last Saturday. Rita's asking if anyone knows how many people were at the No Kings rally across the United States. I've heard estimates anywhere from 5 million to 12.5 million. That's pretty amazing. And as people get more and more outraged, there will be more and more protests. They will not stop. I don't see them letting up at all. And in fact, I do want to ask a question because I've heard little whisperings of we should have a protest on the 4th of July. And I'm all in on that. Has anybody heard about maybe Indivisible or other organizations that are kind of helping to put these things together? I really think I really think that we should definitely have a rally just like the No Kings rally on the 4th of July. You had fun at your protest? That's great. We need 3.5% to win over this world. We're already at that. We need 3.5% of the population to be actively engaged in protesting, and then we sort of, that's the tipping point. Remember, if you watch Church of Spirituality, I read an excerpt from the book The 100th Monkey. Not this past week, but the week before. Check it out. It's the same idea. Yeah, so I'm going to just ask the pendulum if that's actually going to be a thing, because, you know, my feeling about it is, you know, the last 2 years I've marched in 3 parades over like the July 3rd and July 4th, promoting grassroots of democracy, which I stopped our meetings due to lack of interest. But I think people are interested now. So I would be out there, and just to share my experience of that, it was mostly, you know, young women that are like early 20s run up to me and want to help me, and could not believe that nobody else last year, July 3rd and July 4th, they couldn't believe that that I was the only one in these parades that had anything to do with democracy. So I really do think that that's shifted. And I think if we have massive protests on July 4th, well, guess what, everybody? None of us have to work. So what would be the most, what would be the most perfect day to have a protest? Let's see if that's going to happen. I have a yes, and it's a rather strong yes. It's a rather strong yes. So we will sort of keep an eye out. You can start your own protests. Google isn't showing unorganized protests for 7-4 yet. Keep an eye out, because the buzz just started to happen. I started to see little hints. Okay, whenever I think about Dumpy at the G7 summit, I start seething with rage, so I try not to think about it too much. Yeah, people are saying they went to their, Michelle's saying she went to her protest rally in Roanoke, Virginia, shocked at the amount of people that showed up. It was wonderful. So that is awesome. Where shall I begin tonight? Let's start with, I showed you my new cards. Since my nefarious deck keeps disappearing on me, I don't know where my cards walk off to. I've been using these. The Deviant Moon Tarot. I just used them earlier. He's so disgusting. Oh my gosh, he is so disgusting. I have quite a lot of psychic hits on what's going on with him. And I had quite a lot of psychic hits on what's going on with him at the parade. It wasn't only that the parade was a complete dud. It wasn't just that. What I'm picking up is that Putin is squeezing him like really tightly, and it's not a hug. Cheryl Clark is saying 2,500 on your bridge in Bath, Maine. Nice. I strongly sense that Putin is like, he's not taking no for an answer right now. Is Rubio's soul still here? Yeah, Marco Rubio definitely sold his soul. And I think that Dumpy is extremely angry, but more than that, extremely freaked out. Oh, Juneteenth is Thursday. Right. Right. Thank you, Darren. You're full of great information. That's right. I mean, I'm trying to catch up with it. It's the 16th of June already. We all have souls. Some of them are just damaged. Rita's saying Dumpy doesn't have a soul. No, we all have souls. My theory about Dumpy is this. I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna get so sick of me saying it. He was Mussolini. He fears crowds. This could be also what contributed to how upset he was on the 14th. There were many reasons why he was upset. The main one, besides that his parade literally got rained on, the main one was about Putin. But his soul fears crowds. And it just is remarkable to me when I look at the way he's behaving as if he's living in the 1930s and 40s. It just really strikes me. I find it fascinating because it's like, wow, it's like here's a soul. Clearly, this is my psychic, story impression. His soul quickly incarnated, right? Because I forget what year he was born, but it was like a year or two after the end of World War II and Mussolini's untimely end, horrible end. But I really feel that he's unresolved. His soul is unresolved about that. And so he came back in and was like, this is what I do. I tell lies and I get the people, I charm the people and I get them all to pay attention to me. And this is what I do. This is what I do. And it's supposed to work. But he knows ultimately it's not going to work. I'm going to pull 3 cards on how he's doing at the present time. I know, scary. Don't forget to check out the show that I did with Kathy Beale. She was filled with great information that really was really helpful, as always. Ace of Swords. Oh, wow. What he's going through at the G7 summit right now is he's only being tolerated. That's it. I read on it earlier and I got the Hermit card. So what he's going through right now at the G7 summit, I can't even believe that he went because he's so incompetent. So I got the Hermit card earlier and now I'm getting the Temperance card. Is just like, they're just like not being patient. The Temperance card is just like, they're just waiting till he goes away. He's being ignored. Exactly. Yes, Damon. Yeah, you said it the way I'm feeling it. The Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. And in light of what they're talking about at the G7 summit, which is a really, really critically important defining meeting, because basically they're all together, all these world leaders are together figuring out what to do to, for one thing, to save the planet. Macron went over to Greenland to take a little tour of the glaciers, right? That are melting like really too fast. Yeah, England and Canada took Trump down. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I think I feel a big uplift today, and that's because of a couple of things that I'll get into in a moment, but just in terms of what's happening in the news and my psychic impressions. But I do feel like we're at a turning point, and I feel like a bit of a sigh of relief that the rest of the world got to see around 12 million or more people, Americans, out on the streets all on the same day as Dumpy's military parade. That was an historic day. That was an historic event. And it was a horrible day because of the murder, the assassination that happened in Minnesota. But the universe gave us a win and gave us a tragedy at the same time. So sometimes that happens, and it makes me think of other times that that kind of thing has happened. So make sure you're sending your prayers that way. So Dumpy at the G7 summit, in the face of the truth, which is the Ace of Swords, in the face of what they're talking about in terms of economy, they're probably looking at him going, what's up with the tariffs, dude? You're such a dork. I think that Dumpy is just beside himself. I don't think he's functioning at the present time. Yeah, and then you have the MAGAs blaming Democrats for the tragedy. I think we're done with people taking a national tragedy and turning it into a blame game. I mean, these people are you didn't know that they could sink that low. Yeah, okay, it's Moonstorm Girls saying they came out and it's being advised that Saturday was historic, biggest protest ever. It was an historic event. And it showed the world we're on board with getting rid of this, you know what. And the Ace of Swords, like everything's being revealed. The truth is really being revealed. They have no morals at all. They have negative morals. They are shameless. And they are starting to look like non-humans. I mean that. The American Bar Association is suing the Trump administration over the law firm attacks. Will the ABA win? Of course they'll win. Warren, do you really think they won't win? I mean, use your psychic ability. I'm just teasing you. Of course they will win. Is it just me? Marina went to the No Kings protest in Chicago. Estimated 75,000 protesters. Wasn't sure whether you would make it because your legs so... how about the Pope Leo? How about that Pope Leo? Warren, you can trust your psychic ability, but, you know, I'm flattered that you check with me. I am. I actually have tea leaves left over from Friday that I didn't read. We'll see what they say tonight. I put some tea leaves in the cup and I didn't get to it. So I mean I didn't fill up the cup with hot water. So we're gonna read tea leaves tonight. They are cockroaches. Yes, they are the lowest of the low. They're being influenced by the demonic. These magas that do things like well when you think of Alex Jones there, you know. Now that we've seen people of this ilk that are possessed, and I mean possessed by evil, like the Alex Jones is, you know, you see the level of decrepitness. There's really no word to describe the horror. Who after Sandy Hook terrorized those families and doxed those families and had people go and I can't even talk about it. You know. And then, you know, like Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi's husband gets attacked, almost dies, his hammer to the head, and they're making fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband, and Joe Biden gets cancer, and they say, oh, we're gonna try him, we're gonna have a hearing, we're gonna prosecute him, we're gonna send him to Gitmo for not telling us he had cancer. You know, like this is really so extreme that you can't say nothing. You can't. You just can't stay seated. I know Eric Trump is launching a Trump cell phone, another grifting scheme. And well, let's see how that's going to go. Let's read the deck of character on that, because I did see that too. Let's ask this first. Is the Dumpy family, I'm going to ask this because it really seems like it to me. It seems like elder abuse to me, that there are people, the only people around Dumpy are people that will tell him everything's great, and not that I feel sorry for him. Don't get me wrong. Everything's great. You're doing great. People love you. Oh, this military parade is going to be the best. I mean, I do think that they're in such a bubble. Maybe not the people that are praising him like that, but I do think that he's in such a bubble that he really does think he's really popular. And Eric Trump being out there talking about this, the Trump cell phone, and saying everybody will have a Trump cell phone. They think they're in freaking North Korea. Just like what we all want. We're all going to go out. Did you see how many people at the protest? Yeah, we're all going to go out. We're going to buy a Trump cell phone. Do they really believe, because they're so deluded, that they're popular? No. Well, let's do this. There's not even a need to discuss what the cell phone will be. There's no need to even talk about it. Dad joke, why shouldn't you make fun of a dinosaur? You'll get Jurassic. It took me a second. You'll get Jurassic. That's a good one. Does Trump, is he so delusional? Does he really believe that he's popular? Oh, interesting. No. Okay, because I wondered. Yeah, there's no need to even talk about what they'll put in the cell phone. Why would anyone buy it? Right? But let's read on it. Let's read on how that's going to go for them. All right. Let's see. Can you believe it? They are a joke. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't see Trump flags anymore. And there's only one place that I know there's a Trump banner still on the side of on the front of a house. And I keep saying, and I'm going to do it eventually, I'm going to write them a letter and just say, if Trump saw you dying on the side of the road, he'd kick you. I haven't done it. Obviously I don't write a return address. I've gotten people to take down their banners and flags, even though they don't know it's me. What's going to happen with the Trump cell phone? Dust. Lounge chair. They're going to sit around thinking that it's something, I keep getting war. I keep getting war around the MAGAs. I think that depicts that they're fighting amongst themselves, right? Yeah. It has to do with that they're always fighting. I get this message that really strong. All they do is fight. That's interesting. All they do is fight. That's what I'm getting. Someone said they took the signs down because they're afraid of the Democratic backlash. Who are the real violent ones? That's an excuse. I mean, what really gets me is, well, about the parade. And you know he was going to do it. You knew he was going to do it. Dumpy blamed the rain on the parade on the Democrats. Indirectly. Dumpy blamed, oh yeah, thumbs up, please, thank you. And let me know when we're up to 200 thumbs up, because I can't see when I'm on StreamYard. He blamed the low turnout at his military parade, that the military hated being there, and we'll get into that in a minute. I think they're going to revolt. But anyway. He blamed the low turnout on the weather people. And you know, the National Weather Service is what they've cut funding for. So So if he got the wrong forecast, then it's his fault, right? But he can't take any responsibility for anything whatsoever in any way, manner, shape, or form. Can he ever take responsibility? Have we ever heard Trump take responsibility for something that he created? Ever? Remember during COVID? A reporter asked him directly during COVID, do you take responsibility for what's happened? And he said, no, like, no way. No way. The tank making that noise made your day. Yeah, the squeaky wheel. Yeah. So, oh me, oh my. When we have 200 thumbs up, let me know, because when I'm on StreamYard, it doesn't show me the thumbs up. I feel blind. Yeah, the military was protesting. It was glaringly obvious. As soon as I saw the way they were walking, I'm like, they made it look like a mess on purpose. No, he's made it clear he would never take responsibility for anything. And we've had a master class in malignant narcissism. So I can't even tell you how many people I've done readings for that can identify, like if they were in a horrible relationship or family members or whatever, they can identify right off the bat that person was a malignant narcissist or some level of narcissist. So it's been quite an education, and it's really an eye-opener. Let's read on the aftermath of, yeah, thank you for posting my P.O. box. Let's read on the aftermath of the Dumpy parade. Yes, we're going up. Yeah, just let me know when we're at 200. Then we'll do a big group hug. We all need a hug. Okay, let's ask first about how he's feeling about the parade. I kind of feel like people are making fun of him at the G7 summit behind his back. And it feels very high school to me, like, you know, when the girls, it was mostly the girls, would like talk about someone behind their back. After that, my gosh, what I'm looking at is the aftermath for Dumpy of the parade. He's sick. He's sick over it. And I just want you to know that I keep on getting this sense that he wants to die. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like at risk of self-harm. I'm not saying that at all. But I keep feeling it's weird. I keep picking up, because earlier I got the graveyard card. And he's thinking about his end, which is weird. Dad joke, I think my kids might be spoiled. I accidentally left them out of the fridge for like 4 hours. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the humor. The parade aftermath and what Dumpy's feeling. Okay, he's... This is a Gemini thing. You know, Geminis can tend to, because it's an air sign, can tend to get really like circling in their head. The more he thinks about it, the more he feels like vomiting. And he wants to escape to heaven. I'm not picking up self-harm. That's not what I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on that he's thinking about his end. How it ends for him. It's not a good end. You're right, Maria. I think you're right about that. Okay. Is he thinking about his end? We all have an end, by the way. Is he thinking about his end because he's very sick? Physically sick? Is that... I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Well, maybe Electrostorm, he's wondering if he'll go to heaven, you know? Is it because he's feeling so sick as opposed to he's worried about what Putin might do? Is it because he's feeling so physically sick? Oh my goodness. Okay. It's more, no, he doesn't experience remorse. God, no. No, narcissists do not experience remorse. It's a terrible disorder. You bet his life review will be a doozy. Where's my bell? Funny. I'm just gonna ask, is he worried about the fate of Putin's minions when they don't do his bidding? Is that what it is? Ukraine just confirmed that the U.S. is protecting Putin's oil assets, per Rosie. Trump works for Vladimir Putin. You see? Is he worried about upsetting Putin? All right, well, that's kind of going on. Okay, does he really think that Putin is his friend? He does. He thinks Putin is his friend. Wow. Really? He thinks Putin is his friend. Let's just read on that. Why would someone want to come back to do evil over and over? Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. It's because of him that we even know each other virtually. It's because of Trump that we are being shaken to the core, recognizing that if we want to save this planet, we better get together. And that if we want to save up this country, we better get together and rewrite our Constitution with teeth. Like, for instance, if somebody wants to run for POTUS, they need a psychological, serious evaluation. And that if you're going to run for Congress, then you don't get to even have your name on a ballot unless you know something, unless you know the Constitution. Yeah. Because of Donald Trump, the world is coming together. They'll invite us back in when we get rid of him. They will. We just have to do it soon. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards about Pootie and Dumpy and what's going on in that dynamic there right now. It's funny because I get the dancing shoes a lot around him, and I think that's dancing around the truth. I think it's dancing around the truth. Claw, he's trying to hang on, but there's nothing to hang on to. It's interesting that I got the dust card twice on Trump and the Trump family. Just kind of trying to hang on between Dumpy and Pootie. I still want to have a puppet show. The Dumpy and Pootie show. It's just dancing around like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but he's just like, yeah, he doesn't know what to do. And the dust is like, there's no substance, it's just dust. Wow. Okay. Should we read some normal cards? Yeah, we'll read the Guardian of the Night Tarot. a gift from one of my viewers, as is the deck of character. This is a really cool deck. I like that one. I love this one too. Dad joke, the barista ground up my coffee beans for espresso, but I asked for a drip grind. The barista said it's fine. It's fine. Fine grind. Let me tell you the other reason that I feel like there's been a lift in the energy. I told you a few weeks ago that Russia has lost the war. Not to get you all like excited or anything, but I don't really see. Let's read on that. I don't really see. Let's read the Deviant Moon Tarot just for that question. The war. Have the golden sneakers ever been delivered? Nothing inside the phone, just outside case. I don't know if the grifts are unbelievable. I would bet that maybe half the people got their golden sneakers. Christine saying my heart feels lighter somehow. Today there was a big shift today. San Diego, 2 protests downtown, 1 at Waterfront Park, over 80,000. 1 at the Civic Center, 17,000 plus. The rest of the county, over 30,000 and dozens of protests. That is the kind of thing that moves mountains. We're moving a mountain. Okay. I'm formulating the question in my head about the war. Okay. All right. Do we have 200 thumbs up? We've got 296 in the room. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. The war and Putin. I always get the 10 of Pentacles. I have the 6 of Swords and the Page of Swords, and I'm getting a lot of pages over the past month. That's the people doing all the work to end this madness. It's the 9 of Swords. It's the 9 of Swords, not the 6 of Swords. Okay. Yeah, the 9 of Swords is a lot of stress. Putin is under so much stress. The Page of Swords is his military. They are finished with him. So here we have Pootie and Dumpy's lives really, really do have a lot of parallels. Oh, we're up to 208. Yay! Thank you! All right, we'll do a group hug in a sec. I get more people knowing that I'm on when I use StreamYard, but I think that the camera quality the other night wasn't that good when I used it. So I went back to YouTube. Let's do a group hug. We the people will take our country back, absolutely, and that's what, I told you, I mentioned I have a relatively new spirit guide on the other side, my dad, and whenever I kind of ask him, he says, the people will do it. The people will do it. So let's make some July 4th protest rallies happen. We're going to do a group hug. We're going to send energy to the people of Minnesota. I don't want to talk about it, but I just want you to know that it's a level of evil that was in that man that I've never really seen before psychically. I mean, it was like big demon. So that community and the country's in shock over that. So let's send hugs to Minnesota, the family of the representative and her husband that were assassinated. And the ones that are in, I didn't write their names down. Yeah, so let's send hugs there. Let's send hugs of appreciation to all the people that got out and protested, and a hug to inspire them to keep doing it, all of us. And to all the people that are struggling and are afraid, and especially to our military and the veterans. 1, 2, 3. Lifting up the energy. feeling the energy lifting. Hugs to LA. Hugs to all the protesters that are having difficulties. And raising the vibe. All right, hugs to all of you. Thank you. Let's send the unholy Trinity back to hell. They were the Catholic Mass was celebrating the Holy Trinity. Yeah. Dad joke. My wife tells me I need to learn from the past, so I name my new boat Unsinkable. What? Let's take a look at Christy Noem. Why? Because that woman, I literally am asking myself the question about Christy Noem. Is she a robot? Is Christy Noem a robot? Do you believe Iran has a price on Dumpy's head? Well, let's ask that first. He does seem nervous about that, and then I'll read on Christy Noem. All right. Is Dumpy worried that there would be an assassin? I can't spit it out. He's very worried that there may be an assassination attempt. I don't know why I can't get that word out. Christy Noem needs ghost dogs to haunt her. That's funny. Maybe they do. Really strong yes that Dumpy is fearing assassination. Okay, let's read about Christy Noem. You got a word for her, but you won't post it? Is she a robot? I mean, if you've seen Sophia the robot, if you've seen any of the robots that really seem human, and it's getting to that point where it'll be hard to tell. We need to knock AI out. I hate how they're trying to make it like, oh, AI is good. No, it isn't. It isn't. Is Christy Noem a robot? No, she's a human. I know it's hard to believe. She's an Annabelle doll. It's hard to believe. She looks like an AI bot, but she's not. Let's see what's coming for her. I say it all the time. When you're really, really upset about these people and what they're doing, they're these people that are just completely... They're not people. They're something else. Just be grateful that you're happy and that you're kind. What is the chance there has actually been an invasion of the body snatchers? I actually wrote a Substack about that. Oh, Annabelle the doll should visit her? I think she already has. Hang on. I dropped a card. And it says, for Christy Noem, there's an inferno coming. I do believe I got this card before in her. And she's going to be, when she's under pressure, she's going to snap. And the meadow put out to pasture. Sent out to pasture. People are so angry at her. Dad joke. I asked my wife if she wanted a privacy head. She said, only if it blocks your dad jokes too. No, she didn't. Is that real? Is that true, Thomas? If it's true, tell her you're changing the world. You're making it a better place. Yeah, look at my Substack. It was several months ago. And I'm not even sure what I entitled it, but I had a picture of the two main characters in the movie, the guys. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original one. Really scary movie. And a lot of those movies were kind of prophetic. Josh says, I'm with you on AI, and absolutely makes me furious. The AI is being pushed as if it's going to make us better. What's wrong with us being human? Is there a problem with that? When people tell me, oh, they wrote something with AI, I'm like, mine's better. What I wrote is better. I don't care what anybody says, because it's from a human. Okay, Stephen Miller. Very scary movie, yes. So yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It was like the kind of movie that really stuck with you. Yeah, okay. Stephen Miller. Ah, the guides wanted 4 cards on him. Stephen Miller. Poop. Swamp. Stephen Miller. You guys are going to love this. Jail cell. House under construction. Boy, that's what I love about these cards. It's a story. I'm asking about Stephen Miller. Full of you know what. The case against him is being constructed. Remember when Dumpy would say he's going to drain the swamp? This is Stephen Miller. Jail cell. Need I say more? Need I say more? Crimes against humanity. Yeah, he's another subhuman. He's a demon. He's possessed. Yeah, how about that? How do you like them apples? That was interesting. Let's read on the outcome of the... Sounds about right, right? Let's just pull 3 cards about the outcome of the G7 summit. I'm just going to kind of take a world view. The outcome of the world summit. The G7 summit. For the world. So not specifically honing in on him. We spend enough time reading on Dumpy. Let's just look at what the G7 summit will achieve. We might have to construct a special prison and to house all of the shape-shifting demons. Yep. Thank you for joining. When you're a member, you have access to all the presentations that I have it's all under videos, my members. I'm basically teaching you how to do what I do, among other things, in the members-only videos. For the world, this G7 summit, what does it mean for the world? What happens? Trump left early, he's no longer there, you're laughing? Come on, Electrostorm, tell us the truth. He's going back to D.C. tonight, is that true? Because I read on him earlier and I got that they were going to kick him out of the meetings. Did that happen? Oh, no, he never should have gone to the summit. But, and you know, on the other hand, we got to, he's kind of basically saying it now. He's on Putin's side. He's just pretty much saying it. At the G7 summit in general, the Hierophant is they're going to come up with some really good plans and strategies, worlds, like, internationally. Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. I think they're going to make a lot of progress on this war erupting between Iran and Israel. I think they're making huge progress at the G7 summit. Dad joke, I bought a secondhand time machine last Sunday. They just don't make them like they're going to anymore. That's funny. He only went to the G7 summit because Putin ordered him to go? I don't know about that. I was surprised that he wanted to go. So let's see. Did he go to the G7 summit because Putin wanted him to go? No. No, he went to the G7 summit because he thinks he's important. You know? Thinks he's important. Yeah, so let's read on that because Dumpy's now... He's now threatening... Let's be clear about this. What Dumpy is threatening, the people, the states that he's threatening are the states that are basically the birthplace of democracy. Have you noticed? And also the states that fund the red states because the red states are so badly managed and they're all, you know, they all like voted for Dumpy. So Dumpy's going after and threatening Boston, New York, Philly. I don't know if he was threatening New Jersey, but he's threatening. And remember last week I was reading on ICE, and I saw that they were gonna amp up the ICE agents. And then this afternoon I read on ICE, and I got that they're not legit. Only 10% of them are actually ICE agents. Very interesting. He's threatening no midterms. Yeah, because he's a dictator. He told us. He said it. So let's read on what happens there. All the sanctuary cities. Yeah. Seattle too? Was he threatening Seattle? Because I thought it was really... Yeah, Governor Pritzker. Yep. We need to be rid of him. We just do. Can you imagine right now if Kamala Harris was president? We had to go through this to wake this entire country up. I read on whether they were Jan 6ers, and I didn't get that. And I didn't get that they were white supremacist groups. I really didn't, which surprised me. 3 cards about what happens to the blue states. Judgment on him. Justice on him. I'm asking what happens to the blue states, because he's threatening us. Justice on him. Judgment on him. And the King of Cups. This is the strength of the blue states. Look at all that blue. Look. I know it's an orca whale, and orcas don't come here, but that's probably Seattle, right? Yeah, I'm just wondering, did he threaten Seattle? Because I didn't hear him threaten Seattle. He specifically was naming states and cities. Okay, so this is how the blue states will respond. Justice, judgment, and with lots of emotion. Lots of emotion. How will Trump pay for the agents with no money after next month? Let's ask how much longer this ICE ridiculousness, horribleness is going to continue. Is it going to continue for another week? Wait a minute. How much longer is this ICE insanity going to continue? 1 week? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 4 weeks? The ICE, 5 weeks? Okay, so what's happening is, Kathy and I were talking today about when things really start to crumble. And it's a collective thing, like the collective ugly, horrible, all is like monkeys. The second week of July. I mean, you're already seeing the cracks, right? You're already seeing the cracks in their armor. The DHS is out of money. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of judgments. Did 45 steal money from DHS? He steals money all the time. I wouldn't be surprised. Did he steal money from DHS? No. I think he actually used it up. Yeah, they said on the news Trump is stepping up the ICE raids. I told you that last week. Listen to your local psychic. I didn't like seeing that, but I definitely got that. I specifically got that he was planning to expand ICE. But it looks like it's going to be shut down in 4 or 5 weeks. Christy was grilled about DHS being out of money by members of Congress. Yeah, and how about Hegseth? We'll read on him. We won't waste our precious energy on Hegseth today. But let me just tell you that this picture that I held up earlier, and I've shown it to you once before, I think. The picture of this picture here, that there's something heavy duty on their minds. You can see it. Hegseth and Dumpy. They're like, you know, two little boys in the principal's office that know they are in big trouble. DHS asked for more money and they said no. Huh. Things are going to shift. I think Putin loses soon. I think Putin has already lost the war. I think that Dumpy is nobody without Putin. And I'll read on this more on Wednesday. I feel like a lot's going to happen between now and Wednesday, PNN. When Pootie falls, Dumpy falls. I think that the information about the cheating in the election, the receipts are going to be there. And then, you know, we the people being to the point where we've had enough. Oh my God. There's no telling what we the people will do. Can do. You can't keep down the high vibrational frequency. I saw a funny meme today and it said, it's such and such time in Denmark and it's such and such time in Germany. And in the United States, it's the 1930s. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's not sustainable. Last dad joke, why is Bjorn the most popular baby name? Because a baby is Bjorn every minute. I like it. Shall we look at the tea leaves? Before we do, I want to thank you for being here tonight. It's really nice to have you all here. Maybe I'll use StreamYard more often because people seem to get notifications more regularly. My continuation doing this is dependent on getting business from you all. So psychicannetdion.com, there it is. My marketing person was mad at me for not showing it sometimes. psychicannetdion.com. There's a special for new clients, special rate. And what else? Members have access to all my classes. It's included in your membership. And Saturday on the summer solstice, you might want to become a member because you want to come to our summer solstice party. And it might be on the beach, weather permitting. Let's look at the tea leaves. All right, this looks like a big rocket ship. And it looks like there is, on the new moon, which is next Wednesday, there'll be a major development in the war. I think, I hear the words de-escalation. That looks like a person, working really hard, laying the groundwork for something really important. I feel this is a collaborative effort. This is around stopping the war in Ukraine. There's a lot of cooperation, a lot of cooperative forces. See, that looks like a person building, getting ready. There are tea leaves here that actually look like, yeah, there are actually tea leaves in here that look like arms. So around the new moon, I would say that around the new moon, based on what I'm picking up here, the war will be over with you on Ukraine. And I feel tears of joy and relief flowing. It does look like a rocket, right? Here we have, all right, so that looks like a gun underneath the horseshoe. Huh. We kind of dodge a bullet, I feel like. And this is Mercury. And then in the Mercury side, we see, that looks like a woman praying. There's a lot of prayers happening, and the prayers are making a very big difference. Yes. Okay. I really do. And just speaking of weapons and military, I actually feel like the United States military is making some very important decisions right now about what to do about the fascist in the White House. Christmas tree on a stand all by itself in the tea leaves. Well, yeah, that could indicate a gift. Do you mean that? Yeah, whatever you see. I mean, we can all read tea leaves. It just takes a little practice. We just have to get our minds out of the way. Yeah, Zelensky is attending the G7. I feel like there's going to be a lot of good accomplished at the G7 summit. As far as America goes, we have to do the work. We, the people, have to do the work. That's the way we have to look at it. The world leaders are doing their work. We don't have a leader. This country doesn't have a leader. This isn't America first. This is, I mean, as far as Dumpy's concerned, what he's promoting is Russia first, Putin first. So we have to consider that we are the leader of the United States of America. Okay? We have to lead this country. As when do the geese migrate? It look like a goose. That'll be the end of the summer. We collectively have to show the rest of the world that we are going to lead this country, because we don't have a leader. We have a traitor. All right. You guys having fun with the tea leaves. I'll do a tea leaf reading class too. I'll do that for my members. So we'll see you tomorrow. I do Off the Ledge, and I'll do a PNN pop-up tomorrow night. It's kind of like my night off from doing a video, a live stream. So please check that out. I'm begging you to check out Church of Spirituality. There's so much good stuff in that church service every week. So that's up there too. Love you lots. Please book a reading, and thank you for all your love and support. It means the world to me. See you soon. Namaste. Bye.